like that, we're back. Listen, welcome, YouTube. It's your boy, Coach T, Chicago Bears 360, back with another live recording for you today. Listen, today we have the Zach Wilson, Zach Frazier. Hey man, listen. Let me take a hit of my coffee. I didn't say it. Zach Wilson, Zach Willis, Zach Williams, Zach Frazier. I was out late last night, man, celebrating Valentine's Day with the wife. So I need that coffee this morning. Today we have the Zach Frazier film breakdown for you today. Listen, gonna update you on Bears news, so much more. That's what you get when you do live recordings, live show. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Y'all know what's next, man. We're gonna cue the intro maestro and get into it. Let's go. Contra.
Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence. On the road to them Benjis, I fill my teeth with diamonds. I'm high as fuck in the sky, you would've thought I'm pilot. I'm from Chicago, it get ugly, fill the streets with violence. Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence.
Past, present, future. We bear down.
It's just like that. I see y'all already teasing me in the comments. You know what? It's okay. It's fair game. Listen, when you become a certain age, you know what I'm saying, you realize something, that coffee is a necessity more or less than a luxury. You know what I'm saying? And I can't do this, you know what I'm saying, cute coffee stuff, man. I got to get me, especially when I'm getting no sleep, I got to get me a strong cup of joe, or else, you know what I'm saying, the old gears won't turn as fast as they would. But welcome, Chicago Bears 360, Coach T. Thank you for tapping in. If you're watching this on the playback, do me a favor and like, share, subscribe. I just need to get my mouth to agree with my brain. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Tap into the channel, man. We have some hot guests coming up. I'm not going to give it up. You're going to have to tap in on Twitter. I'm probably going to do an announcement tomorrow for the next 3 or 4 guests, but you want to stay tapped in. And y'all know how I've been doing the guests here lately. You know what I'm saying? I'm going hard in the paint on booking guests for the off season leading up to the draft, probably through the summer. We're going to have some hot guests on the show. On the Thursday show, I'm focusing on guests. So you want to stay tapped in. I'll probably do an announcement tomorrow for the next 3 guests, but some of your favorite personalities in Bears, DIY media, some of your favorite personalities in mainstream media. Yeah, it's coming. So you want to tap in. Listen, an update in Bears news. I didn't get a chance to talk about this on Thursday's show. The Bears released Cody Whitehair and Eddie Jackson into free agency in the free agency market. No surprises there. I don't think anybody was surprised, definitely by seeing the Cody Whitehair news. I think some Bears fans might have held out hope, perhaps that, you know, on some sentimental stuff, that Eddie Jackson might get another opportunity. But as Ryan Poles continues to turn over this roster, you can expect situations like that. Those high-priced free agents won't be around, and this is something that I've kind of discussed in the past, right? And when I mentioned my take on, you know, what Ryan Poles should do as it pertains to Justin Fields and Caleb Williams, and our timing in which we choose to swing. And when I mean by swing, I mean swing for the Super Bowl or multiple Super Bowls, what he should do. And this is probably a good example of what I mean, right? One or two things are going to happen with a lot of these free agents when they come up on the end of these contracts. Either they're going to be worthy of an extension to continue playing on these high price contracts. Because remember, free agent contracts get more expensive. They're inflated. Compared to rookies coming out in the draft, you can buy yourself some time. It's usually the second contract is where they start getting into the money. The third contract is where you really have to make a decision. If they're trending up, then you continue to pay them. But if they're trending down, then you know what I'm saying, it's only logical that you say, hey, you know what I'm saying, your career is trending down. Maybe you need a new set of circumstances, new environment, whatever the case may be. And a lot of times it's motivation for the players, right? They still feel a little bit slighted and all this other stuff. And then they go out and maybe perform somewhere else, or they get that extra boost because, hey, if you want to extend your career, you better get out there and get it. The other part is, you know what I'm saying, the free agent market is exactly that. It's a free agent market. Again, it's competition out there for quote unquote premium players, veteran players in a lot of situations. And so you have to decide as a GM which guys to go get and which guys to play. So when I speak about Ryan Poles making a swing, I don't want us to, one, I'm going to take a step back. I want us to keep our books clean. And Ryan is staying true to the plan when it comes to keeping the books clean, right? You reset the books when you started the rebuild, quote unquote, right? It was really more of a demolishing. And you get the books clean. And now you start taking on the type of contracts to build the type of team that you desire to have. Then, as contracts expire, you make the decision on whether our own internal free agents are worth a new contract or not. So you go ahead and make that decision. And in this case, I think it was the right decision. You got two players that are trending down. No disrespect to them, but you know what I'm saying, Cody Whitehair, you know what I'm saying, it's been on tape for the last 2 years, you know what I'm saying, has been probably less than average. And that could be, due to all the O-line shifting and problems and all this other stuff. Whatever the reason is, he hasn't played well. Eddie Jackson has played well at times, but not consistently enough to warrant continue on in a contract and continue on with this football team. So both of these players' contract make room for younger players to be added to this roster. And it gets us back to about 67, somewhere between 67 and 70 mil cap space, the third highest in the league that I saw out there this week, which again, for the second year, we're in top three salary cap wise in the NFL, going into a year where we have the first pick, the 9th pick, and so many more picks from the DJ trade, right? With an opportunity again to, if we get it right, if we get the timing right, the plan is coming together, right? So it's the old pinky in the brain, you know what I'm saying, meme, if you will, or saying from that old cartoon, if I could borrow. It's Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham in the back offices or the front offices of Hallis Hall. And they wake up in the morning and they say, what are we doing today? Like pinky in the brain. They say, we're going to do what we try to do every day. Take over the world, Pinky. Right? So that's what they should be doing. They should be trying to figure out how to rule the NFL world with these picks, with this salary cap, the 9th pick, the first pick. And what does that mean? And I've been on record of telling y'all, I'm not trying to just get a Super Bowl. I don't want a Super Bowl. I want multiple Super Bowls. I want to build a dynasty. I want to run the league for the next 10 years, a la, Kansas City now building their dynasty, you know what I'm saying, New England Patriots, or recent dynasties. I dare not mention that other team because they only got one Super Bowl, so they weren't a dynasty. Who else we have out there that could be considered a dynasty over the last couple decades? Either way, that's the goal. That's the goal. It's not to get to a Super Bowl and lose. It's not to get to a Super Bowl, one Super Bowl. It's there to be there every year, beginning of the season to the end of the season, when they start talking about the Chicago Bears on national media, we're in the conversation. And fans should be loving this right now, although it's toxic as hell, the discussions around Justin Fields and Caleb Williams. But we should be having fun with this right now, because for all intents and purposes, we're going to be the focal point of the league for the next, at least, what is it? The draft is on the 25th, starts the 25th of April. We haven't even hit the 20-something of February yet. Let me check my computer. What day is it? It's the 18th, March, April. 2 months. 2 months, we're going to rule the conversation in NFL. Spotlight is on us. Take advantage of it and run with it. So, yeah, I'm glad we're clearing out the books. But I also want to say a huge shout out to both Cody Whitehair and Eddie Jackson for, services rendered to the Chicago Bears over the last, I don't know how long Cody has been here, 5, 6, 7 years, 6 or 7 years. Eddie, seems like Eddie's been here forever. Eddie was instrumental in transitioning this team in the new regime. They kept him. That was, that was one of the things, that was a stamp on his character and who he is as a player for this regime. Out of all the people that they got rid of, for them to keep Eddie and transition him, use him as a pillar to help transition this team regime. So shout out to man. Shout out to Eddie Jackson. Shout out to Cody Whitehair. I hope they do well. I hope they go to one of those teams where GM has a type of mentality that I'm hoping our GM has, in that, hey, when I get close, I sign good free agents and I make my swing with good free agents on 1-year contract. And I'm really speaking of Eddie Jackson in this situation, where I believe, he can go and help a team that's right there that probably needs a safety, because it'll probably energize him to play, be the old Eddie Jackson, if you will, and do that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just my quick update in Bears news. Hopefully y'all tapping in. Do me a favor, like I said, as you come in, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? The coffee kicking in now. I'm starting to listen. It's not going to be every day where you just like out here, just, you know what I'm saying? You just coming in off the jump, and you just, you clicking on all cylinders. Sometimes you just, you know what I'm saying? You gotta warm that thing up like an 85 Cutlass. You know what I'm saying? You gotta warm that thing up like a old school Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? It got a carburetor. You take that coffee some time to kick in. But either way, we're here for a specific purpose. You know what I'm saying? We're here to this is a live reaction video, by the way, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Don't go tripping on me. This is a live reaction. I got to change the title to this when we finish the live. This is a live reaction. Live reaction to Zach Frazier. Why do I want to say Zach Wilson? Probably because the quarterback. Never mind. Zach Frazier film, as I continue to break down centers in the draft, right? So Zach was at the Reese's Senior Bowl. Shout out to who is it? What's his name? Jim Nagy, who's the executive president of the Senior Bowl. Didn't get a chance to meet him while I was down there, but definitely gonna put that on my to-do list next year. But he was down there, and I don't know how I let this, out of all the people that I made contact when I was down there, I don't know how I let Zach get past me. But either way, he must have been like super incognito, because he saw everybody. So I don't know how I missed that one. Anyway, as I list out and I research, top 10 centers going into the draft, drafttech.com has Zach listed as number 2, right after Jackson Powers Johnson. I already did the Jackson Powers Johnson review based off the film that's out there now. To summarize that video, you know what I'm saying, and y'all know how I am. I know how I am stubborn about my takes and about my film study. I stand on it. I was just like, I was like meh with the Jackson Power Johnson video because the film work, because there wasn't a whole lot of film out there of him going against top talent, right? Going against top talent. In his highlight videos, yes, there's a lot of pancakes out there versus, you know, smaller guys, corners, safeties, and things like that, things of that nature. There was some good double team footage of him doubling and climbing off that, inside zone, mid zone look where he starts with the double team, he climbs to the second level, and he gets hands on the linebacker, and he does what he does. But I evaluate film the way I always do, right? I want to see you versus the top competition. I want to see you in situations and scenarios where I think it's going to translate to the NFL. So I want to see you versus a big, heavy-handed one technique in front of you, and see you being dominant, right? I want to see good footwork. I want to see good hip bend, and I want to see heavy, violent hands. That's 3 criteria, just like my conversation with Quincy Avery and discussing like quarterback play. Football in its essence, football in its most simplest form is basic physics. How do you translate power from the ground through your hands? How do you get energy from the ground, from your feet, through your hands? And that's by having agreement between your feet, your hips, your back, and your hands, right? And not in us, there's so many things you can break down between that could be more nuanced and detailed for O-line coach. This is not that. That's it in its most basic form. So when we get to this Zach Frazier film, or when I'm talking about Jackson Powers Johnson and not being overly impressed with his film, I stand by that. You know what I'm saying? I stand by that. Like all takes. And I'm going to have some fun with some sounds right here. I stand by all my takes because, Coach T, it's a brand name.
Maybe I'm the one with a problem. I got a problem because I don't understand why you got to take something that's perfectly good and mess it up. See, brand names mean something. Blue Magic. That's a brand name.
This
like
is a
Pepsi,
brand name.
That's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
I stand behind it. I guarantee it. That's what I'm trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee it. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Frank Lucas says. You know what I'm saying? It should be at some point more, as recognizable as other brand names like Pepsi. Either way, I'm not changing is what I'm getting at. So I'm giving you the criteria. Take it or leave it. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change because that part of football is not going to change. All right, off my soapbox, let's get to it. And I'm going to get to the DM section later, see our responses to it, questions about it. But again, YouTube, this is a live reaction video to Zach Wilson film, right? So don't be cutting my stuff up and messing up my videos, right? So let's get to it. Let's add it to the stage and let's get into this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna slow this down. And this is a highlight video. So, of course, and I'll say this, right? I'll caveat it with this as well. Let me leave this in normal mode. It's hard when you don't have all 22 film footage on these guys, right? And it's a full game because guess what? A highlight video is exactly that. It's gonna highlight their best plays, but at least it gives you an idea of what they do well. If I come across something that's a full game video where we can point out and spot deficiencies and, opportunities to get better, I don't have a problem with saying I don't have an agenda to stop one guy or the other. Like I said, agree, disagree. I just thought that the Jackson Powers film, it was all right, man. It was all right. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I saw Tevin Jenkins coming out and I knew instantly. You know what I'm saying? I saw Isaiah Wynn in high school play against us, and I knew immediately, I knew by the film that he was going to go to the league. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know it when you see it. You feel it. Even with the film on mute, you can feel the guy's play. Anyway, let's run it, man. Here we go. I like this. I saw this briefly earlier. I'm gonna run this in full. Good feet, feet busy, hips, hands. That's Keandre Coburn, Texas one technique, right? Texas interior defensive lineman, nose tackle, right? Just getting handled right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the way, Zach Frazier is a wrestler. He has some accolades in the wrestling community. And I'm just gonna tell you something about wrestlers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Never F with a wrestler. I'm gonna tell you that. The great thing about wrestlers and being able to guys that wrestle, two things wrestling teaches you. It teaches you how to, you know, play with leverage, or even in that sport or in that arena, how to wrestle and always have leverage, but also how to use your feet, how to bend, and how to use your hands. A direct translation to football. So I always like wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? If you got an offensive lineman in your family, you know what I'm saying, coming up, make sure he wrestles. Or if he doesn't wrestle, if it's a she wrestles, because our school has female wrestlers now, women wrestlers, let them wrestle. Great athletes, multi-sport. Watch these feet. Watch the feet. Feet are in agreement, busy, always connected to the ground, right? You can't translate force when your feet are off the ground. You can't transfer force through your feet, through your hips, and through your hand when your feet are not connected to the ground, right? Violent hands right here. So he's losing ground, but he realizes I have to do something with my hands right now. And he's, you know, for all intents and purposes, what? Measured in 6'2", 306. I think I saw something out there said 6'2", 315, right? So he's probably put on some weight throughout the season. I think he played well around 320 or so without getting sloppy. But you know what I'm saying? He's a big guy, but not sloppy. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, lean muscle mass, has a power lift to build. You see Keandre Coburn right there going for the big chop, right? His hands is up right there because he's finna go chop his hands down. That's a good shot right there, right? It doesn't work. Zach, you see right there? See the subtle thing right there? When Keandre goes for the big chop, see what Zach does. This is happening in milliseconds. Keandre goes for the big chop. Watch Zach show him hands, make him whiff, and then he comes back to reset. A lot of stuff is happening at the same time right there. See what it goes for the big chop? Watch Zach. He's showing them hands. Let's see if Keandre is successful with that chop. Right? Whoop. Nope. Psych your mind. Hands are gone. Coming back. Reset hands. Strong hands right there. So he went down, made him miss, came back. He's running the inside plate. He's running inside chest breastplate right there. Hand placement is excellent. You always hear Braxton Jones talk about his hand placement, right? Now he's got good hand placement. At the same time, he's anchoring. At the same time, look at the position of his feet. He's dropped his hips. He's anchoring real good. Now he can get busy. Now, let me run you off to the side and then give you some dirty work at the end. You know what I'm saying? I like that. This is, you know what I'm saying, by comparison, hips, feet, hips, hands, the violence of hands is what I was looking for from the presumed number one center in the draft, right? And that's what I was looking for. I didn't see a whole lot of that. I saw some plays, but I didn't see it with consistency, right? Here we go again. Watch feet, hip, hands, movement. He got a double right here, so he better have some movement, right? But he anchors quickly. But here's the thing. Let's go back to this play. Let's go back. Let's go back. I want to show you something. I want to look at something. It's like I'm playing center, interior defensive line. We don't have time for all this. There's not a whole lot of space to work. So it snapped the ball, and I'm making contact immediately, right? Got a guy right in front of me. So I can't give up a whole lot of ground. I have to snap the ball and attack. Get on him right now. It's today, not tomorrow. It's not giving up an inch immediately. Get hands on him and let's go to work. Snap the ball. Ball is accurate, right where it needs to be for you to run a little zone read, fake inside zone mesh. In this case, split zone, right? Hands on them immediately, right? Feet working to a position. Feet are good. Hands violent. Hands violent. Getting ground. Getting nasty. Come on, man. Quit playing. Quit playing. Quit playing. Argue with whoever. They can argue with whoever. Now, I'm going to say this while this play plays out. I prefer he be 6'2". I mean 6'3" or 6'4", right? In the 315, 320 frame. But when you play this violent and with this kind of leverage and with this kind of footwork, I'm just saying, who cares? The key thing here, and I did this, I went through this last year. I was away from DIY media for a while. And I came back. I didn't cover day 1 of the draft because I hadn't done the research of film. So I was like, all right, let me jump back into it. So before day 2, I knew we were going for defensive lineman. Jumped straight back in. And I don't know how many people remember this. I jumped straight back into film work. And I said, Javon Dexter and Zach Pickens are my top 2 guys. The Bears should go after those guys, both of them, right? And those takes weren't based off of those guys' ability to rush the passer or that they had these crazy pass rush moves and had 50 million sacks while they were in college and all this other stuff. I based those takes or that take off of one simple thing with those 2 guys. It was simply based off of their ability to reset the line of scrimmage. At the snap of the ball, where was the line of scrimmage going? Was it going backwards or forwards? It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. It's when he snaps the ball, Zach Frazier here, does the line of scrimmage, especially on the run play, does it move forward? Is he giving ground? Is he giving up ground? Or is he moving the line of scrimmage forward? It's that simple in its essence. And how do you ensure that happens is feet, hip, hands. That simple, right? Snaps the ball, not giving up ground, right? And watch this. All of his film so far has been having a guy right in his face, having a nose tackle right in his face, right? I can't find film on the other guy. It's not his fault. If it's out there, y'all can tweet it to me, send it to me, inbox me on X, Twitter, whatever. I'll revisit it. I'll come back. I don't mind changing the tape, but most of the film I see out there is not having a guy to one technique where you're facing them down after down after down after down. Because about 50 to 70 reps at having a nose tackle in your grill all game, whatever you are or aren't, we're gonna find out. Let's go. Snap the ball. That was a little bit to the side. Got to do your first job right first, buddy. Here we go. His feet a little bit. If he's supposed to be zone blocking right, his feet are a little bit off on this one right here. If he's supposed to be moving right with the rest of the line. Oh, he got that quick step in. Okay. He got one step in. He's looking to make contact on the second step. 1, 2. So they teach you, right? First step, second step, I'm throwing hands. Boom. All right. I'm not mad at it. All right, here we go. Let's run. Let's move bodies. Let's move bodies. That's the wrestler right there. He just gonna, basically, just outman him right there, right? That's what you care about, creating holes, right? When the offensive coordinator decides I'm running it through the A gap, can the guy in front of you do anything about it? That's what it boiled down to. Stepping, snapping, stepping. Come on. Snapping, stepping. First step, hands, running it in, playing with leverage, finishing nasty. I recognize this is a highlight, but I like it though. It's the stuff that you like to see. Ugh, nasty. Nasty. It's just not being mean. The nasty, and a lot of people always talk about nasty old lineman, just being nasty in the trenches in a very generic term. The nasty part don't come until after the technique is executed. You got to know, you can't just be a big guy and be nasty. No, the nasty is just the finish. It's okay, I done whipped you, and now I got to finish it off. I just got to I got to put syrup on it. You know what I'm saying? What's a pancake without syrup? That's a bar. Let me find my bomb button. I know you got pancakes. Well, what's a pancake without syrup? That's a bar. Drop a bomb for Coach T. I got to pat myself on the back for that one. It's the coffee, man. It's the coffee. What's a pancake without syrup? Y'all put that in there. Put that in the comment section. Tweet that. Tweet that. And underneath, put Coach T. What's a pancake without syrup? And speaking about old linemen. The syrup is the finish. The syrup is the sauce. And as my cousin famously said, the Best Buy sauce guy. Y'all remember that meme that went out years ago? The Best Buy sauce guy. That was my cousin, my first cousin. He says, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can have the juice, but the sauce lasts forever. You got to put the sauce on it. The syrup. Put that syrup on it. Come on, Zach. Here we go. Athletic, good feet. Coach having too much fun with this. You see him being athletic. Now you have to make a reach block. You got to go out here. We're running zone right, outside zone, inside zone right. I got a reach block. I got to get all the way over to the 3 technique right here. Now, you know what I'm saying? I got the 1 technique to my right, but we're running away from him. How does he reach block? Let's see. Got to get a big scoop step in there, right? You might have to give ground on this step, which really is like a step back towards the right guard, right? And you have to get over there. You might have to get down, give ground to gain ground, but you got to make that block. Coach don't care, right? See his feet? He has to give his feet. Now, I don't like you crossing feet, but you got to get over there. Boom. Here we go. See how he gives ground? He's giving ground to gain ground. He knows he has to make that reach block right there. Boom. Giving ground. Now he's in good position. If they're running behind him, slide step, scoop, boom. Hands. Feet in good position, right? Hips in good position. He can generate power. Now run them hands, run them hands, run them hands. Syrup. Pancakes with the syrup. Anybody can get pancakes. Like I said, Zach Frazier putting the syrup on it. Here we go. Good snap. Again, immediately pops. No distance in between it. It's right there in your face. Nose tackle. You got to get hands on him. You know what I'm saying? You can smell it. You can smell what he had for pre-game meal right there. You can smell what he had for pre-game meal. Right now, it's my see. That's what I'm saying. Wrestling. This is if you haven't wrestled before. I wrestled in high school, regional champion, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I digress. Didn't go to state. I got whipped in state semifinal tournament. Got whipped, man. This guy was like 6'5". Wing. He's a basketball player. Anyway, I'll tell that story another day. Triggered. Anyway, this is wrestling right here, though. This is wrestling. It's wrestling. The great thing about wrestling is one-on-one. You gotta win that big old match. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody, no teammates, nobody. There's no excuses. You gotta win. You gotta win. You gotta get hands on that guy, get leverage, and you gotta get him on his back. Pause. I don't know if that was a pause moment. I'm just throwing one in there. All right. Snap the ball, get hands, hand placement. Now work your, even when you're high, you can see right here, even when you're high, work your hands back to the right position, right? Make sure you're anchoring. Anchor. There goes anchor right there. Now he's working his hands back. Hands in the chest plate. Bullying him. You know what I'm saying? You go into bouncer mode right there. Bouncer mode. Hey, you're not authorized to come in, buddy. You're not authorized. You know what I'm saying? Go to the back of the line. Get out my club. You know what I'm saying? It's ladies' night. Pretty women only. I'm just saying. You got to be the bouncer right there. Control it. Jack that guy. I don't want to see a guy who's the #1 projected guy in the NFL to be a draft, and he just, all right. I want to see a guy that's a bully. I'm just saying. Hand. Snap the ball, hands. Get a little bit out of position right there. Guys tried to give him the old Reggie White club move, but his hands are so tight, he can't execute it. Boom, you see that? Resetting hands. He's giving ground right there, but good God, that's a nice little fight right there. It's 67. Listen, it's 60 or 70 plays of street brawls right there at that position. And he's outside, tries to swipe him, tries to give him no Reggie with club. Club doesn't work. He got his hand around the back. You know what I'm saying? Dude could have got him for a hole right there. Reset your hands. Okay. Coming back, punch it under. You see, he comes back, punches underneath. You got to get back to that breastplate, right? You got to get back to that breastplate. So he should be following up the left hand right here, right? You see him ribbing it up. I don't like you jacking it back. You know what I'm saying? Like that to load up. But he's ribbing up to get it back underneath there. Boom. Now, that's right here. You want an example? This is right here is an example of hips bad. Bad hips. You see his hips and his legs are buckled. He got his hips underneath him right here. This is what makes this probably a good fight because he won initially. Now Buddy's winning because right now you're in a bad position. But guess what? That's going to happen in football. So let's see how he recovers. Let's see if he can reset, re-anchor, and gain leverage again. Boom. Okay. Now you see what I'm saying? That's one those times where it helps to have a mobile quarterback. Doesn't help. They send like the delayed blitz right there too to push him out. But still, he would have got pushed back. The quarterback got to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to dominate every rep, but are you doing the fundamentals right? Like, boom, got buckled right there. But you just got to buy the guy time. He could have lost that one easily. Well, I like that he's doing the right thing. Like that part. Come on. All right, here we go. Counterplay. Y'all gonna see some of these this year. Here we go. Counterplay. Simple counterplay. He has to block this guy, pulling the guard and tackle the counter tray. 1, 2, block down, pull this guy. And y'all, they climb to the next level and get busy. This guy should have the furthest guy out here. And this guy should get up in the gap and get that linebacker or linebacker coming from that way. Old counterplay. Block down. See everybody block down, kick out. This guy has the first guy. Got pulled up in the gap. Let's see how he gets there. What is Zach's job right here? He has to get there. If this guy gets penetration, it blows the whole pull up. Does this translate to what Shane Waldron likes to do? Yes, absolutely. Right? You're going to see mid zone, inside zone, maybe not so much outside zone with Shane. Mid zone. Mid zone is hitting. Inside zone is hitting here. Mid zone is probably hitting right off between the guard and the tackle, right? And then the counter play to the mid zone or inside zone is this play right here. So when they start sending bodies over here, because they know you're running the inside zone, mid zone, when they start sending run blitzes or bringing the safety down and saying you're killing us with that mid zone, the inside zone, you come back with this counter play to jack them up. So if you're going to send the bodies here, you're going to send this. Say you send this guy, you send this guy through this gap or bring a safety down. You're sending them right here. If you're going to do that, then I'm going to call this play to keep you honest. Here we go. Counter trade. He has to get there. Penetration blows this play up. How do you kill power play or the counter play? Penetration. He has to get there. Boom. Get there. Don't allow penetration. Contact, but still penetration. Even with the contact, you cannot give ground because now you got the guard tripping over his feet, tackle tripping over his feet, blows the whole play up. You know what I'm saying? Now, this would have been me being concerned about his weight right here and his strength. This is why I like bigger, girthier centers or a guy that just has to be, you know what I'm saying, country strong. Because even after contract, if he puts this guy for TCU can blow this play up right now if he just drives that into the guard's feet or to the tackle's feet and muddy this play up, blows the whole play up. Let's see how it goes. See what I'm saying? If those guys can clear, he did his job. Now, somebody else jacked something up, but he did his job. Let's see who screwed up. Okay, you turn the corner. Yeah, they got mixed up. The guard and tackle probably didn't do the right assignment. I don't like that. Working in traffic. Let's see what this play is. Weak side zone. It's a weak side zone. Inside. Working in traffic. Look at him getting sticky up in there. Oh, I ain't got that guy. My guy's washing down. I got linebacker. Look. And all that traffic. Look at him. Now run your hands. Run your hands. Run them. I like that play. Big guy getting skinny. Hey man, I like it. I like it, man. I like it. I'm gonna speed this up because I want to get to the comment section. Hey, this is a live reaction, man. This is a live reaction to. I've never seen this film before. I'm impressed. And I'm not easily impressed. Working. Is that a linebacker right there? He should be the linebacker. That's a linebacker of safety. Oh, you got the blitzer. No, you got somebody. Yeah. You let me speed up a little bit. Is that giving up pressure right there? I got slow down. Sorry, gang. I tried to speed it up, but I can't miss it. Somebody's getting penetration. Pause on him right here. I gotta. Oh, that's not him. Double the climb. Get to the next level. Yeah. So he's shown in the last two plays. I guess this game, Penn State's alignment was their defense was probably alignment in the way that, you know, West Virginia attacked them by getting to the next level where it caused Zach to have to double the climb a lot in this game. So yeah, that's why you see a little bit different attack mode like this. How about instead of me I'll just let it run. Nice and athletic, good with his hands. Again, syrup, pancake with the syrup. Tell him about it. You got to get him on the ground. You got to talk to him while he's down there. You got to talk to him. You got to say something. It's a nasty sport, folks. You got to say something. Switching off. Okay, trading off. I don't like this rep. I don't like this rep. Even with the pass pro and you trading off on twists and stunts, you still got to be stout at the point of contact. I don't like this rep. Yep, right there. Like it's too much going on right there. Too much penetration. And that's the group. That's the three of them working together. That's just not him. That's all right. Yeah. I think Zach could help the group by doing something. Let me see. So like, yeah, Zach, see, even as pass pro, you're the center, right? So I think if Zach gets his hands on this guy immediately, then it stops the caving of the pocket, right? It snaps the ball, hops back, right? You're already giving ground. Then you get, everything is about spacing, right? So in order for them to conduct these twists and stunts, if you give them space, it works. If you take the space away from it, it blows it up, right? So if he snaps the ball and gets his hands on 99, Keandre Coburn immediately, then it's maybe you don't get this much, penetration there. Y'all ruin football for me. I can't say penetration without saying pause, though. Ruin football for me. Anyway, let that one sizzle in the spirit. Anyway, here we go. Man, you see how the difference between that rep and the last rep is, okay, I'm not stepping back as much. I'm not taking two giant steps back into the quarterback's lap. Yeah, it's a little bit of a step back, but one step hands. That's guard center play. Two is hands, right? Two is hands. 1, 2. Set, hut, 1, hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? 2, hands, inside breastplate, controlling them. Bully at the club. Bouncer. Hands on them, not going anywhere. Here we go. Is this sweat? This sweat? This sweat right here. 90 is 99 is Keandre Coburn. I think this might be sweat right here. I could be wrong. Is this rep against sweat? We'll figure it out. All right. Again, top competition. Nope, that's not sweat. Don't like that rep as much. Let's see why. Let's go back. Pay attention to the feet. I want to see one step and then hand contact. 1 step, 2 step, contact. Yeah, it's a big boy. You give him 2 steps. It's hard to win at center. Here we go. Snap, 1 step, 2 step contact. You got help from your partner. They're sending blitzes. It's a muddy rep. Now you don't have anybody. If it's a run play, you're going to see how well he gets to the second level. If it's like a straight dive, you see it in a pistol eye kind of set here. So this ball is either coming on the gap power scheme or it's going to come in the zone scheme. But if it's coming straight forward, we're going to see him double the climb. Let's see how he moves. I don't know. It's interesting right here because it's the first time he had anybody lined up on. See, I'm gonna grade that hard, man, because I think it's if you're gonna have a double, that's too much penetration. Go get that guy now. Snap the ball and go get him now. One, check backside to make sure nothing coming. Go get him now. There we go. We're getting to the end of this. We're getting there. We're getting there. Come on. There you go. Way to work with the guys. I'm gonna let it play. Let me know what y'all thinking in the comments. Y'all saw the other video. If you didn't, go back and take a look at the first one I did on Jackson Powers Johnson. You tell me the difference. I won't lead the witness. It's on film. Smaller guy, bigger impact. Bully in the club. Bully bouncing. You got a guy to get pancakes. You got a guy to get pancakes with syrup. There you go. Strong hands, nasty. Being nasty on the inside. I said this when I saw a few clips from the Senior Bowl. I was like, bro, I think I'm going to like this dude. I'm mad at myself. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Now, look at it. Look at that. Running, athletic. That's what you want to do on the outside zone. I used to hate outside zone until people broke it down to me, like, why we running. I'm finna let y'all know what I learned about outside zone and why it changed my mind, right? The reason why outside zone is so popular, right? The football changes, right? Football is always one and up, and defensive coordinators, offensive guys always one up each other, right? Gap power concepts was, hey, we're going to take advantage of, alignments on the defense and numbers on the defense, right? So if you cut the field in half right now, because it's played with 11 players on each side of the ball, typically you're going to have one side of the field is going to be more players than the other side of the field. So if you split this in half, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Split this in half, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Say 5 if somebody out here, right? It's going to be 6 on one side, 5 on the other. So gap power scheme said, hey, let me take advantage of that and let me always get the numbers advantage and run towards the 5 side. Okay, cool, right? And so we got these big guys in here, and you can choose to either try to have these offensive linemen blow them up and move them back, right? And that calls for, it's all about the physics that we talked about earlier, right? When you're transferring power from your feet, hip, hands through the ground. Is this guy stronger by running directly at him, or do we break down his natural body positioning by getting him to move left and right, right? Do we break down his center of gravity, his leverage, by getting him to move right and left? Which one would you rather do? Would you rather run right at him and have to have your center move him back, or get him moving laterally? Because when he moves laterally, his feet aren't, his feet aren't as stable as they would be if he was just doing, say you were just doing a straight up power lift. All your force is generated from the ground because you're able to have square feet, hips, hands, and generate power through the ground. But when I get you moving laterally, you lose power. That's why people run zone. So if I get you moving, see, everybody's moving. That's the wrong play. Is this the right? Is the play before the zone play? Let me see. Messed up my whole teaching point. I might have to go back 2 plays to make that point. Here we go. See this? Running zone. You see how they're running laterally? This guy can't generate as much power because he has to run lateral, right? Versus running straight ahead, using all his force to come straight forward. right, I'm at a disadvantage. But if I get him moving left or right, he has to either skip step to keep his power underneath him, or he has to cross his legs. Either way, he's compromised, right? And now I can get movement. It's all about changing the line of scrimmage and getting movement. You know what I'm saying? 1 or 2 feet could equal, you know what I'm saying, 4 and 5 yards. That's how simple it is on the old line. So now I got, you see what I'm saying? Watch his feet are getting all jacked. He's opening his gate. He's opening the gate. So what I mean by opening the gate is also each of these guys have to keep the gate closed. They have a gap. And what I mean by keep the gate closed is they have to play with their shoulder pads parallel to the line of scrimmage, right? They have to play with their shoulder pads parallel to the line of scrimmage, right? So that's what I call a closed gate, because you have a gap, you keep the gate closed, right? Also, moving you laterally, running inside a zone forces you to open your gate. So if I turn my shoulders to the line of scrimmage, I'm opening the gate. I'm creating a gap for the running back. So the running back simply has to find about, as Gail Sayers that said that, 12 inches of daylight, right? And that could be a 60-yard touchdown. So when they open the gate, they create that 12 to 16 inches of daylight for a running back to come through. This is why they run this zone stuff, right? So watch this. We're gonna get this big old sucker right here. The gates are closed right now, right? Watch their shoulder pads as it relation to the lines on the field, right? They're parallel to the line of scrimmage. Here's the defender's pads are, his pads are. As this play stretches out, watch their shoulders and watch them open their gate. See, already he's starting to open the gate because of the double right here. He's opening them up with the double team. So he's turning his shoulders. A gate is already starting to open. They got a double right here, double right here. It should be a double to climb. Double to climb. I mean, you start with the double team, then climb to the linebacker. Start with the double team, climb to the linebacker, and gate should start to open. Boom. See, his gate is starting to open, and he's going to get him completely turned here in a second. Now you're done. Running back should have took this hole right here. Running back should have took this hole right here. Got to run with your eyes open, son. Got to run with your eyes open, son. And you got to run patient, right? Got to read their behinds or read their butts automatically from watching this. He should be setting this up, pressing the outside and looking for this cutback right here. Because if this guy can get onto him, if he can get onto this guy, you can get sticky up in here, right? But what is going on? All right, see, if he's reading his behind, he's pressing the outside hip right here. By pressing Zach's outside hip, you force this backer to play outside, play his gap, right? And you wait till the last minute when you're up on his hip, cut off that hip, maybe cut off his heels. You know he's going to make this block. Then you just have to worry about and beat this guy right here. I don't know why he's going outside, right? Because in the outside zone, they teach you bend it, bang it, break it. 3 Bs. I don't care what team you're on. I don't care who you play for. I don't care what level. They teach you the same thing. 3 Bs. It's going to be some form of bend it, bang it, break it. They're going to probably use different words, but that's what they teach, right? So right here, you can bend it, which nobody's going to crucify you for, right? You can bend it outside, you can bang it, or you can break it back, right? But the read is, let me see. I don't know before I'm killing this guy on film. Let me see. The read is this guy. The read is this guy, the point of attack. So that running back is reading what happens with this block. So before I kill him on tape, let me pay attention. If he's reading him, yeah, I mean, I can see why he went outside. He's the key. That running back has his eye on this guy right here. He's reading that block. I can see why he went here because he sees butts. and he sees friendlies, but it's bended. He could have bended or broke it, bended or banged it. Yeah. I just think if he cut it in there, he'd have banged it up in there, he would have got more yards. But that's outside zone. That's mid zone 101 for you right there. Sorry. Had a teaching coaching moment right there. Hopefully I learned you something like that. All right, cool. Here we go. Just helping out. This is a live reaction to Zach Frazier's center highlights video. Live reaction, YouTube. Live reaction. I can't say it enough. Live reaction. Saying double the climb, delay, handoff, get to the next level. Can you play in space? Here's one of the benefits of him being 6'2", also, and not 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". When you get to the next level, your low center of gravity helps you with these smaller players because they have an advantage in space. Those guys know how to get sticky and get around you. So, yeah. I like this kid, man. I like this kid. Right now, I'm going ahead and hot take for you, man. Hot take. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm catching some heat for this, but y'all know I don't care. Hot take for you. I like him better than the presumptive #1 guy. I got to see Jackson Powers. I got to see his lift reps at the combine. That may have an impact on how I feel about it. Watch this double the climb, double running that guy with one arm. Boom, controlling him, just frustrating the hell out of him. I can't. Hold on a second. I'm gonna look this up because it's driving me. Is that Byron? 90 Texas. That Byron kid in Texas. He did Byron Murphy. That's what I thought. I started to call him Byron Coward. Coach begins in high school. Byron Coward. Played at Armwood in Tampa. Look at him, Byron Murphy. Oh, there you go. I'm frustrating the hell out of Byron Murphy. Jacking him up. Get out the club. Get out. Told you don't come back. Now Sweat got him right there though. Is that Sweat? Yeah. Yeah, that's Big Sweat. He got a holding call on him. Sweat. Now that's a different level of talent right there. I'm just saying. Now I would have liked to seen footage of them go at it all night. That's where you make your money, Zach. I'm a little bit suspicious of the tape because we ain't seen a whole lot of Sweat tape in this whole highlight film. Now I want to see the whole Texas. Sweat too strong. Yeah, definitely a hold. A little bit acting right there on Sweat part. Draw the flag. Yeah, we're gonna go look for the whole Texas versus West Virginia full game. Here we go, versus Sweat. Okay. Come on. Let's look at this rep. I don't know, Zachy. You got help right there. You got him at the first. Stop. I don't think Sweat was giving you full pass rush shooting. Things. Got to put your face mask in there with it. He's not playing as confident with Sweat. You see, he added the face mask to his punch with Sweat. Sweat is a big old boy. He's a dog too. Shouldn't move as good as he does for his size. I'm going back and finding the the Texas versus West Virginia full game tape. All right, taking this down. I'm finna slide to the DM. Let's see what y'all thinking. I'm gonna look for that Texas versus the West Virginia tape, full game tape. See what we can find. Here we go. Let's go to DM section. Let's go.
Did you get like some crazy DMs or what?
Very.
Surprises or no?
It's talking like blue check marks.
Yeah, like
People who be sliding, and I'm like, wow, y'all fuck with me like that.
Yeah, I gotta find the whole tape. I mean, he handled the guys that wasn't Sweat, but y'all got the same time. I see Nomad. Give me 1 second. Let me do the search for this. Let me see if it's a West Virginia versus Texas 20. Now I'm interested. This is how you got to do a little investigative journalism right here. West Virginia football. We're gonna do a basketball thing. Uh-oh. Might have found something. They play on 9/23. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah. We might have liftoff. Let me get to the comment section. I think I found something. We'll get to it. My man says, when I saw Sweat do that to him on film, I quit watching. Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. But I would like to see like how he did across the board. You also keep in mind, like, Sweat is an exceptional talent. And for what I've seen on film, Sweat would do that to most of these centers in the draft. Jackson Powers Johnson hadn't showed me the strength that he would do any better. That's my biggest concern with him is his strength. He doesn't look that strong to me on film. He doesn't have heavy hands to me on film. So I would like to see I would like to pull out those reps and see, you know what I'm saying, how he did the whole game versus Sweat, the whole game. Because you're going to get yours. The big boy's going to get theirs. That's why you have 5 offensive linemen in a scheme, right? So it's not, you know what I'm saying, it's not Senior Bowl one-on-one reps. It's 5 guys, and it's your coach saying, all right, cool, Sweat is a problem. So this is going to be blocking this week, right? So, you know what I'm saying, you take them one-on-one reps. And it's like that even with the NFL, though. They're going to scheme against certain one techniques and certain players that's disruptive. He's not going to have to block one-on-one, but, you know what I'm saying, I would still like to see the one-on-one reps, make an observation, see if he's generally strong, you know, with his feet, hips, hands. And then even with that, keeping in mind the scheme or scheming for dominant players like that, can he hold his own still when he's paired up versus other people or paired up with his partners, so we could so we can get the job done, right? So yeah, it's a little give and take in there as well, right? On the same end. Let me go back. Tim Bear says JPJ is the main, but drop between he and top centers is not that big. I'm telling you, man, right now, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I got Frazier above him, but I'm just telling you, based off of what I've seen live and on film. If I had to pick one, right, I just don't like. There's an issue with me with his size, with Frazier's size, but at the same time, he's a wrestler and he's 6'2", probably gonna come in like 315. The wrestling part of me is gonna be like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to play with leverage. You know how to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be as big when you know how to use your body. That's the take. Bucket chuck it football. Any centers from the Power 5 will do. Any centers from the Power 5 will do with at least 3+ years of starts, especially Big 12. You know what they say. Let me see. Cornelius says JPJ is going in the first round. Hey, somebody's going to take him, man. Somebody's going to take him. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like his film. I just don't. It's not that it's terrible, it's bad. It's just okay to me. It's just okay. I don't like his film that much. They get someone like Aaron Brewer, Tennessee. That's the part, right? For the Bears, though, and I've made this taking the JPJ film that I did. I like us to go with a free agent center anyway. I'm just doing the Bears. I'm doing the centers right now because that's a position of need for the Bears. My first option is for us to go with a free agent. If there's a free agent there, worthy, right? So I thought somebody brought up Denver's Cushenberry. Jay Sanders brought up Lloyd Cushenberry right there. I'll do free agent centers probably after I get done with these draft guys and see what the option is. But I prefer a veteran and experienced free agent center for a number of reasons. I don't think we should go into this season with a bunch of question marks. We should go with the offensive line. We should go into the season with nothing but exclamation marks up front. Whether we replace, you know what I'm saying? For that reason, I'm not a big fan of us replacing Braxton Jones right now because of the whole exclamation mark versus question mark thing. There's no gray areas for me, right? And yeah, there are some questions about Braxton Jones, but he will go year 3, a touch stronger with more experience. The tackles I've seen so far in this draft, they don't stand out on me on film to the point where I just give them an exclamation mark, day one starter immediately, all this other stuff. Like that confidence level, that feel for me is not there. Y'all going to see when I break it down. One guy has his feet are all over the place. The other guys, his hands are all over the place from what I've seen. But you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad if they stayed with Braxton, Tevin. We brought in a free agent center. We got a veteran guard. Now turn into second-year right guard, guys with experience. Experience and continuity up front is the most important thing over flash and hype and hyperbole and all this other stuff. I don't want to see that. I want to see continuity and stability up front, right? If we want to have question marks and play around with rookies and all this other stuff, do it at the skill positions. Do it at the skill position, not O-line. Not for me, not this year. It's too much on the line, especially if we run it back with number one. Because nobody's going to cut them any breaks. Nobody's going to cut them no slacks. Nobody's going to care about the offensive line. They're not going to care about any of that. They're not going to care about, we got a rookie left tackle. They're not going to care. They're going to expect him to put on the cape, be Superman, throw for 500 yards, run for 200, and they're not going to care. So for that, reading the room, considering it all in context, give me all veterans. And I'm not even saying sign a free agent left tackle, right? Well, throw that on the table too. If there's it's going to be expensive, but considering what's going on in Bears Nation, throw that on the table too. I want to see if it has to be a free agent left tackle and a free agent center, throw that. I'm not being cheap at all with this offensive line. There's no room for compromise for me in my eyes. It's just too much on the line for us. So let's see. I'm gonna try and get somebody else in here. Shout out to my guy Steve-O in the building. Man, y'all just giving me a bunch of what ups, man. What up? I appreciate y'all for tapping in. My guy, I got to get you up here, Fat Boy Food Reviews. Man, if you got a business, bro, holler at me. Oh, is this a YouTube channel? If it's a food review site, man, let me know. Hey, DM me. I'm going to shout out the channel. Either way, bro, y'all check out Fat Boy Food Reviews. Keep breaking down these lines. Coach T, the Bears going to hire you to be a scout. They ain't hiring me, bro. They ain't going to hire me. If they do, I have to quit doing this. Say went to school with Brian Ronley, and he wrestled. Hey, y'all done went to school with Brian Young. By the way, man, I got a picture in my phone. We met Bryant, the Hall of Famer. We met him at the Senior Bowl. Great guy, man. I think he pastors or something down south somewhere. Shout out to y'all. Hey, my man Swifty in the building. What up, Swift? Yeah. Favorite play ball as well. Cedric. JPJ loves. I'm trying to get somebody up in here. We have Carolina's second and 25th. Oh yeah. Swift saying we have Carolina's second and 2025. Yeah. We listen. I want to get all that we can. I'm the greedy one. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not settling. If we can get Marvin Harrison Jr. and multiple picks still, I'm saying take them and get draft pullback or draft trade down and still get multiple picks. If it's Marvin Harrison or the picks, I'm taking the picks. I'm telling you. I already told your boy Herb Howard that the other day. I said, nah, I'm sorry. All right, man. Yeah. We got this caramel going. Listen, I appreciate y'all. I want to get those comments in. I want to get a few comments in. Listen, I know we're not going to all agree on everything, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how my mind works. It's like film work. Read the room. Consider the situation that we have. You know, it's just so crazy right now for the Chicago Bears that I feel like we can't play around with offensive line. We can play around with skill positions, but not offensive line. Brent, new name, I want to get you up on the board. He says Chicago Bears signed in the 23 draft coming out was tabbed as the most versatile interior guard center prospect from Kansas City Chiefs last year. I want to see who you're talking about. You're talking about Davis? Oh, I think he's talking about Davis. I don't know. Shit. Let me know, Brent, if you're still in the comments. Tim Berry said, "What do you think of Cedric Van Pran? What I've seen from him so far, I like. He's going to be the next center I do heading to the draft. Can't wait to get to that film. I tell you what, I like his hands. I like how violent his hands are, but I don't want to just put a take out there before getting to it. Shout out to my guy Sean Sierra. He says center Evan Brown from Seattle, free agent center from Seattle. Yeah, I heard that name a few times. So Evan Brown, the very guy, going to take a look at those guys leading up to the draft. Listen, we got plenty of days up until draft time to cover all these players. Going to fill the channel with content. It's probably going to be my Sunday videos and Tuesday videos because they have guests on Thursdays. We got plenty of time to cover them. Also, starting with the offensive line because, you know what I'm saying, they're the engine to the vehicle, man. So, you know what I'm saying, that's how it goes. No man said Braxton may need Brazilian butt implant. He can't anchor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with you. He hasn't been able to in the past, but you know what I'm saying? It's nothing. Listen, y'all got to take in consideration the program from Utah State, from Alabama, the facilities, the food, the weight room is totally different. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting this kid, all you need is some deadlifts and some power clean. You'll be all right. And some squats. Somebody should be on his necks in the offseason. Power lifts, cleans, deadlifts, squat. That's all he should be doing. And the kid is what? How tall is Braxton? Braxton Jones. Somebody was like, "Oh, he plays high." Bro, when you 6'7", come on, man. Kid is 6'7". Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I talk about Zach Frazier being 6'2", see how much easier it is for him to play with leverage at 6'2" versus a 6'7" guy. You know what I'm saying? Braxton just has to get in the weight room. He has to commit to it. He has to get in there and you know what I'm saying, put some, just do do the damn work, man. You got to get in there and get to it. But you know, he's right there. He's right there. And you have to ask yourself, is the juice worth the squeeze? Right? Is the juice worth the squeeze? That pick can go somewhere else. If he's not terrible, you know what I'm saying? Now, if it's a luxury pick, then you take the player and you develop them to essentially replace him or create competition. But I just see, you know what I'm saying? Get your butt at Hallis Hall, get in the weight room, do your squats, do your power cleans, do your deadlifts, and let's see how it comes out. All right. All right, man. Listen, I've been on for about an hour and a half. That's all I got for y'all today, man. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get straight to the Van Pran video on Tuesday. And then Thursday, got another hot guest for y'all. Y'all want to be tapped in for this one. I told y'all I'm not playing with these guests in this new year's. I'm going to be on a neck. The boy is tapped in. So y'all make sure y'all, I'm probably going to announce that, do the show. I do the show Tuesday. I'm gonna start promoting that on Wednesday. Start dropping the promo kind of thumbnails for the Thursday show on Wednesday, man. So stay tapped in. We got a lot of stuff coming up, man. I appreciate y'all listening. If you're watching this on the playback, do me a favor: like, subscribe, share. It's the internet currency. It's how you pay us. You know what I'm saying? Content creators, for taking out our day, our time away from our families to create content for you, to keep you up to date on what's going on with the team, give you our takes if you value our takes and all this other stuff on the team and all this other stuff. So I don't care what channel you tune into, whether it's mine, whether it's No Bad Network, I don't care. These guys it's hard work. It's a lot of work. I'm telling you, especially if you're trying to do it and doing it in a way that's presentable, professional, whatever you have. Make sure y'all liking these videos. Make sure y'all subscribing to the channel, especially if you're a repeat, you know, one of those people that come back. You like it, man. Just, you know, marry the channel, all this other stuff. By the way, man, I think I pulled this off. By the way, this is a what do they call it? Groundbreaking moment for the show. I think we're up on 4 platforms: Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook. So shout out to y'all, man. The Facebook channel is growing as well. You know, Twitter been doing this thing for a while now, but the add-on today is Instagram. Trying to get those Instagram users up, get that Instagram channel up, and get that one busting as well. We trying to collect it from all platforms, have everybody tap in. So it is what it is. Like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to check y'all out Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And like I always say, man, for now, until, bro, past, present, future, we bear down. I'll talk to you next time, your boy Coach T. All right, peace.